Yo! What is up, Raidernation? It's your boy Samoan Raider back at it again with another Samoan Raider show. We are live today after a bye week, but we got another game this week against the Jacksonville Jaguars. I'm going to be there. I'm going to be expecting the Raiders to win like I always do, even though they don't always win. But at the end of the day, we still repping for the Raiders, win, lose, or tie. But I want to give a huge shout out to everybody that's up in the chat right now. One time for the one time, man. Shout out to Jack up in here. We got Darth Jader, okay. Dirty Kurt up in here. We got Kev. We got Outcast Gamer. We got MP5. Bro, get rid of O'Connell. Seriously, why the F is he still on the Raiders? I'm giving Cam Miller a shot straight up, man. I don't know about you, but it seems like the way it's looking right now with how bad Gino Smith is looking and the fact that the Raiders don't really have a lot of options at the quarterback position outside of Kenny Pickett, it seems like AOC might be the savior that all the Raider fans are really wanting. But, you know, that's kind of funny because I feel like it was a different tune a month ago. But who knows? Again, shout out to the chat up in here. If you guys haven't already, man, hit that like button. It does a lot for the channel and only takes a little bit of your time. I'm excited about this week. This weekend's matchup is going to be fun. It's going to, hopefully it's going to be fun. I'm going to be over there. I know the Raider versus is going to be over there, and we're just going to hope for a good time. But that being said, I got to bring on the honorary host that I always have on this weekly episode. Of course, Mr. Joe Morley.
Woo! What a day! What a day! A beautiful day in Raider Nation.
A beautiful day, man. I don't know what it is, but you know, when it comes close to that time, like by the middle of the week, I get a little bit of hope in this team to turn it around. Even though this team hasn't really shown much, especially the last time we seen them lose against the Kansas City Chiefs, it was really horrible. But it's good to have a bye week and just relax for a little bit. But let me ask you, man, how was it to go into the bye week and have a really relaxing Sunday?
Well, I don't have a relaxing Sunday because I still watch all the other games just to see what's going on. I like to watch the NFL to see how other teams compare to us and how they run it and how they get excited to watch their team win. And
Yeah.
No, but it was good. But like you said, we've had 2 weeks to sit on how bad this team has been and how bad that loss was. So I would have rather played a quick game right after that one and then gone on the bye week. But we'll go from there.
Man, same man. I it's like I kind of forgot what happened the last time around, but right now I'm just feeling a little bit more hyped and hoping for a better showing, especially with the bye weekend. I know we're gonna talk about some moves that the Raiders made that could hopefully turn the season around. But then again, I want to give a shout out again to the chat. I see Sam live in here. He says 2 on the way. I don't know about that though, but it would be nice. I feel like any quarterback I'd be down for. Maybe that's my problem. I have a lot of trust in these guys. A lot of people saying they like Cam Miller as well. Hey, shout out to Jere Douglas for the $5 holla. He says, let's stop playing games until we draft a quarterback. This is a waste of a season yet again. Haven't drafted a quarterback first round since Russell. Move on. Yeah, and I guess let me ask that question too, because it is kind of crazy that the Raiders, ever since Jamarcus Russell, we haven't drafted a quarterback in the first round. I mean, the highest that we've drafted a quarterback is, of course, Derek Carr, who was a pretty solid quarterback for a couple of years. But since then, you would think that the Raiders, especially after moving on from Derek Carr, that we would draft a quarterback pretty high. But, looking at the young players that are in the AFC West, most of the quarterbacks there, or all the quarterbacks, have been drafted to that team. And the Raiders just seem to be a little... I guess that I don't know what it is. I guess they're a little shy of getting a quarterback that high, or there's just other needs that they're looking at. But what are your thoughts, Oos?
I don't got any thoughts, to be honest with you. Like, we're sitting here and we're just trying to find grass on the little straws that we have, hoping that we can. I'm sorry. Some of these comments are really, really good. I'm trying to just do 2 things at once. And
No, you got. I'll go over the comments in a bit.
But you know how it is. But I don't know. What am I supposed to say about about what we're doing and what our quarterback position is, and Aidan O'Connell and all this stuff. Like, are we supposed to be excited about every move that these Raiders make and expect them all, every one of them to hit? Like, because
Yeah.
that's what it seems like, right? Like every time there's a move, where this is how bad our play has been. Is every time there's a transaction that hits the wire, we get that little notification. We go, oh, grab your phone. We go, yeah, making that move, right? We're like,
Hey, that's me. That's me. It was, that's why everybody's like, man, you thought Jimmy G. Oh, you thought Gardner Minshew. I didn't think Gardner Minshew, but Jimmy G. I say that. But and then now with Geno Smith, I did. And I'll admit it. I'm not afraid to admit that. I really thought that Geno Smith was going to play a lot better. I was hyped up to have. I didn't have that big of an expectation on the team overall. But as far as a quarterback to come over here, a solid quarterback, I felt like Geno Smith was that guy. At least somebody that could run the offense and score some points. And obviously, we've seen the first 8 weeks of the season. We haven't been able to do that. Which when the quarterback isn't doing good, of course, we start looking at everything else. I mean, I posted something on Twitter, and I was like, man, if the Raiders just addressed, getting a quarterback in the draft, getting Shedeur Sanders in any of those rounds before he got picked up by the Browns, I don't think we have that problem right now. And you look at Cam Miller, of course, some people in the chat are saying that, but Cam Miller is just not that guy, not yet. I know that they have some expectations, and maybe, who knows, if they just throw him out there, he might do good. Maybe Brock Purdy good. But then again, that's having high expectations on a young rookie quarterback. But yeah, I think for me, I'm always going to hope for the best, especially for that next quarterback or whoever we have that's under center. And right now, I feel like everybody's on that train with Aidan O'Connell. So that I
Aidan, like I joke about it, and I made a video about it. Like Aidan O'Connell is not a savior. He's not coming in to be a franchise quarterback. He's going to be a great backup on San Francisco or Minnesota in a year from now. Like, he is not the guy to come in here and do anything. Us Raider fans are just like, do we not remember how bad he is? Like, he beat the Chiefs. He went to Arrowhead Stadium and beat the Chiefs. The motherfucker didn't throw a pass for 3 quarters, and he beat the Chiefs? Come on.
Yeah.
Come on.
I know. I agree with you because I'm not high on AOC. I wasn't before. I'm still not right now. He hasn't really proved much to me to show me that he could be a starting quarterback. But that being said, though, I understand where a lot of other Raider fans are coming from with how bad the quarterback play has been so far up until this point. A lot of fans are looking at it like, you know what, it can't get any worse than AOC. Like I said, the tune has changed from a month ago because everybody was like, oh, get AOC out of here. I mean, I'm one of those guys. I'll admit that. But it's come to a point where Geno Smith has done something that not even Gardner Minshew or even Jimmy G, maybe Jimmy G, but he's made people really want AOC to play, which is kind of crazy to me. And hey, maybe we could all be wrong, and that's what I'm hoping for. If Pete Carroll and John Spicek want to make that move and make AOC the starting quarterback, which I don't see happening anytime soon. If they do make him that quarterback, I hope he proves me wrong. And that's one thing with me and AOC. I don't see him as a savior for this team. I know we can joke around and say, he's going to come back. He's going to save us. He can't be any bad. He can't be any worse than Geno Smith has been. And Geno Smith has been really bad. I'm not going to lie to you. Geno Smith has been bad. Go ahead.
The thing is, they opened a 21-day window. So any time from today to 21 days from now is they can activate them to the 53-man roster.
Yeah.
Right? So, but if they do that, then they have to drop somebody, right? Is the way they got to do it. So who are they gonna release? Whose spot is he gonna take? I personally don't think that we see Aidan O'Connell on the field this year. I don't.
You know,
he's not a Pete Carroll guy. He's not a John Spytek guy. They traded for Kenny Pickett, right? They brought him in thinking that he was gone. If you had a choice and you had to pick in between, like right now, like Gino goes out there and struggles this week. Who are you going to pick? You going to pick Kenny Pickett or are you going to pick AOC? I think they're more than likely going to go with Kenny Pickett.
I mean,
right?
they spent to bring him over here, so yeah, I would think so.
So just because, they opened the 21-day window, which means they have, basically 3 games. And what works out for the Raiders is basically we have another mini bye coming up because we play Sunday and then we play Thursday.
Yeah.
And then we have another couple days. So I don't know if we'll actually see him until after the Bronco game. It's suit up, but I don't. I think it would take a lot to see Aidan O'Connell on the field for the Raiders even this season.
Yeah, and knowing, and we know Pete Carroll so far, that ego could kind of get to him a little bit. Especially, he has something like I think Gino has something on him, bro. Like that he's afraid to even move on from Gino. Like it'll take a lot. It'll take Gino to go down with the season-ending injury for him to switch quarterbacks at this point. Heck, we went out and got Tyler Lockett to come over here to make things a little easier for Gino Smith, and hopefully having somebody that he's has experience with can help him, especially with his confidence. But before I do move on to the Tyler Lockett thing, I agree with you. It's going to be really hard to see AOC. Heck, it's going to be hard for us to even see Kenny Pickett go out there. But it just depends on what Geno Smith does when he goes out there. Can AOC turn it around? I don't know. But there are some people in the chat right now saying AOC won't throw 10 interceptions. And you're probably right. You're probably right. And there's a lot of other people saying that Aidan isn't that good. Some people saying that, yeah, just give him a chance. I feel like for Raider fans, we're just looking for an answer somewhere, and especially that quarterback position, there's always going to be questions as long as the Raiders don't win. And we haven't had any quarterback that's been consistent or at least had a winning record with this team other than Jimmy G in those first 5 games. But yeah, I think with AOC, I don't see him coming in at all. And I don't think that he's going to help turn this organization around. It'll be nice to see, but I highly doubt that.
Yeah, Aidan won't throw 10 interceptions in 7 games, we hope. But he does stare down the wide receivers, and he does get picked off and have a couple pick sixes go the other way. Maybe he throws it out and he doesn't force it in there like Gino does, and so that's kind of a good thing. But he also is like people say, he is a statue back there. He has limited mobility, and he'll take more sacks than interceptions. So, I mean, I guess if you want to go that way, you can go that way. He's not putting the defense in bad situations because we're punting most of the time. But I mean, I don't know. It's pretty. That's how bad our quarterback situation has been. Is that we're just hoping and praying that anybody, and we're going and grasping on mediocre play and going, if he doesn't throw 3 interceptions, we're good.
Yeah.
We're good to go. Like that. That's pretty sad. That's like the Raiders need to address the quarterback position in the offseason, in the draft, and then they continue to draft a quarterback within the first 3 rounds until they finally hit on somebody. And when you hit on them, guess what? You still go back and draft another quarterback the next year because with this organization, we never know.
You never know. Yeah. You just never know. And to your point, I see some people in the chat. Shout out to LA. He says, I think our offensive line doesn't give the quarterback time. It doesn't matter what quarterback is in there. Let's be real. To that point, I think the offensive line was bad early on. I'll give you that.
Yeah.
But they haven't been that bad these past couple of weeks where Geno Smith has had time. It's just his decision making and the fact that he's just, I don't know. He doesn't have that it factor yet. I mean, it feels like he lost his swagger. I mean, I don't even know what the hell I'm saying with that, but it feels like he's lost his confidence. I don't know. Every single time he throws the ball away, I think he's a little bit afraid now to throw more interceptions, knowing that we all going to be on his ass. Another person over here that makes a good point, Dylan Garcia, says last time the offense was all together was week 1. Bowers makes that much of a difference. Let's see if Gino can play like week 1 again. And to your point, that I brought that up in one of my videos as well, is the fact that the only difference, especially because you said we don't have no wide receivers that a lot of teams are afraid of, right? Especially with Jakobi Meyers. But week 1, Brock Bowers fully healthy. He was the number 1 wide receiver out there, and we were able to move the offense down the field with ease. And Gino threw with over 350 yards in that first game. And it's because we had a guy like Brock Bowers who's that safety blanket for Geno Smith. I don't know if you can put that all on just Brock Bowers not being here, but yeah, it's been tough since then. Alfred Franco says, all you haters saying Aidan ain't great, don't know football. Block for him and he'll tear up any defense. Guy has poise and confidence, arm power. He can throw downfield, something Gino lacks right now. I guess, yeah, go ahead.
An elite quarterback doesn't need blocking, right? An elite quarterback can come in and do what he wants. Joe Burrow doesn't have blocking, and that guy goes up and tears it up.
Yeah.
But let me go back to our offensive line. Everybody loves to hate on our offensive line. Yes, they struggled. There was times where they struggled. In the Washington game, horrible. But Geno Smith has had some of the longest time to pass the ball in the NFL at 2.9 seconds to get rid of that ball. And people are like, 2.9 seconds. That's actually a lot in the NFL. That's crazy, right?
Yeah.
And there's not a really excuse because Gino Smith led the NFL when he was with Seattle last year in efficiency with the least amount of time to throw the ball. Last year in Seattle, he had 2.2 seconds to throw the ball, and he was accurate and he was on top of it. Just something happened here, and it could have just been like once you lose your confidence and you start to overcompensate stuff, it just snowballs and it gets worse. And so maybe he lost that confidence just a little bit, and it's affecting him. But I saw somebody say, Gino doesn't take off and run anymore. Yeah, there's times where I'm like, Gino, run,
bro.
Just run.
You remember that one play where we were watching? You remember that one play we were watching against the Chiefs when we were over at the facility, and like he was scrambling, and he was like 3 yards away from the first down. You would think that he's gonna like lunge forward and try to get the first, and he just sat down and was like, "What the fuck are you doing, bro?" Like that's the Geno Smith that we got, bro. And I'm like, damn, man. Like I agree with you on that. Like just being mobile, and that's why I gave him a little bit more of an edge over the past couple of quarterbacks that we had, because he could use his legs if he needs to, but we just haven't seen that too much on this team. But yeah, another person that brought up something. I think it was. Raider Jimmy Barbecue. He said, "You think they got Lockett so AOC can start? Gino will throw more passes to Travis Hunter than." Well, yeah, I agree. I agree with the point where they wouldn't bring in Tyler if they were going to move on from Geno Smith. I mean, he's the only guy, like I said, that has that rapport with Geno Smith, and if there's anybody that could, hopefully help out Geno Smith, it's somebody that he's at least played with, which brings me to my next point, who's Tyler Lockett, that was the biggest news this week, was going out and getting a multiple-time Pro Bowler, multiple-time first-team All-Pro wide receiver. And I mean, he left a shitty organization. He asked for his release, and he wanted to go to a team that could help, that he can help win and help get stack W's together. And he chose Las Vegas, and maybe Pete Carroll told him, you know what, you come over here, you win more than 10 games, at least 10 games, and that might have sold him, Moose. So, does signing Tyler Lockett not only help Geno Smith out, but do you think that helps out the offense and the Raiders turn the tables, especially coming out of the bye week, Goose, just to go on that run that we all expect?
Yeah, this right here was the missing piece. We didn't need anybody else. We don't need linemen. We don't need defense. We needed a 33-year-old wide receiver to come in here to help Geno Smith. That was it. Right here is going to turn this season around with Tyler Lockett come. Nah, I'm just bullshitting. Like, I expected us to sign Tyler Lockett when he was free agent in the offseason. And then he went to Tennessee, and then I was wondering why. Come to find out, I guess he grew up a Titan fan or something like that. He always wanted to wear a Titan jersey, and he finally got to do it. Now he's coming to Vegas, and I think it's a little too late. We're 2-5. We've already let the young guys play. We should just continue to let the young guys play because he's a good veteran, and he can come in here and he could probably teach him some of the ropes, but he's going to take the playing time away from some of these guys that need it on the field. So I don't know what kind of connection can you help Geno if Geno ain't helping himself? Like you can. Trey Tucker had 6 yards of average separation in according to PFF in the last game, and we still weren't able to find him. Right? If you're not being able to find the right receivers, it doesn't matter who's out there being your wide receiver. And Tyler Lockett. The last couple of years, he'll make a big catch and he doesn't take the hit. He slides down. So Raider fans get used to that because he's going to make that catch and he's going to go to the ground because he doesn't want to take that big hit anymore. Maybe he came to Vegas because he's a real estate agent. Did you know that? Did you know that Tyler Lockett?
I didn't see that. I seen that when I went on his page. I was like, oh, okay. I see you. Do your thing.
Yeah, I hope it works out. I hope that he comes in here and gets in Geno's head and be like, hey, let's do what we were doing. Just go out there and throw the damn ball and stop making stupid mistakes, and maybe it works. I don't know. It's just like it's like this. Like I thought Pete Carroll and John Spytek were going to be different. This to me is a straight Pete Carroll move, not a John Spytek move. This is more of a Pete Carroll move. Going, hey, I want my guys. I want a veteran in here. But don't preach about I'm going to let the young guys play, and you're not.
Yeah, yeah, I give you
Basically,
that.
Pete Carroll is showing that he won. Sorry, I'm a little long winded on this, but one, Pete Carroll showing that he thought that the Raiders were actually going to be good this year, that the Raiders were going to win games this year, and the rebuilding wasn't going to have to take place. So he thought that he wasn't going to have to rely on a lot of these young guys and have to build up a team. But now now he's like, oh shit, like we are. So that's I think that's the issue with Pete Carroll. He thought he was actually going to be able to win in 3 years, and it ain't looking that way.
No, I agree with you on that part. As far as Tyler Lockett, man, like, okay, you brought up something where, I guess I guess I don't agree with 100%. I heard a lot from the Raider fans is like, okay, you're taking snaps away from the young players, but I feel like the young players aren't ready yet. And if they were, then I don't think that Pete Carroll would go out and get a guy like Tyler Lockett. I think that they still would have wanted somebody because I feel like he fills that veteran wide receiver role that Amari Cooper was supposed to when he was over here. Of course, he chucked up the deuces and left like right away. But outside of that, like Jack Best, Dante Thornton, we just like Dante's my dude right there, right there. But he hasn't been getting that much of a separation or whatnot for Gino Smith to really trust a lot of these guys. And every time he seems to throw to Jakobi Meyers, I don't know what it is. Maybe Jakobi does it on purpose. But it seems like he's still not clicking with these wide receivers, and you can't expect these young wide receivers to go out there and just be dominant right away. So I feel like if anything, he brings somebody that's familiar with Geno Smith and somebody that could at least make him feel a little bit better out there. I mean, take it as you will. At this point, I would still want to bench Geno Smith, but I don't think that they're going to do it. Now, Geno was asked about it, and shout out to Levi. He tweeted this out saying that Geno said that the addition of one of his best friends, Tyler Lockett, will be helpful not only for the receiver room, but a guy that knows how to get me going on the field. Pause. He said that he's a wonderful, outstanding human being, and he brings a lot to the table. So just hearing that, I think I don't know. My expectations is that Tyler Lockett is gonna bring something out of Geno that we haven't seen yet. Somebody. I'll take it as you will. Let's take it as you will. But I feel like if this doesn't work, man, I don't know, man. Geno got to go. If this don't work,
Carr and Devontae Adams were best friends, right? That worked out well for us.
well, yeah, that's true. Yeah, they had some good moments, and we had some bad moments.
All I'm asking for is a touchdown. Can we get like 2 touchdowns this weekend? Like, put some. I think somebody put it out there. It would be 19 days. On Sunday will be 19 days since the Raiders scored a touchdown.
Yeah. Hey, maybe it changed on Sunday. Hey, how crazy would it be if we go there on Sunday and I know Tyler might not get that much burn out there, but imagine he goes out there and him and Geno get a touchdown in the game. Oh my gosh, I feel like the Raidernation is going to go hype in Allegiant Stadium. But
if you can use Tyler Lockett and Jakobi Meyers correctly, right? It should open up Brock Bowers, and it should open up Trey Tucker, where you can hit Trey Tucker over the top. You should, if you can get the right play calling, you should be. We match up pretty damn well against Jacksonville. Like we should. Yeah. Their record is good, but we match up pretty damn well against them. If you're going record to record, they should kick our butt. But if you're actually looking at matchups, so yes, and Tyler Lockett is a veteran, so he knows some moves that he could do, but at the end of the day, who does it fall back on? It falls back on Geno Smith.
Yeah. Dude, so yeah. Well, what do you think about the whole? Do you think this really affects the young? I know what you said about Pete Carroll wanting to go young, and he still hasn't went young yet. But do you really do you think that this would hurt more than it would help the young receivers though? Because I feel like it would help the young receivers because if there's anybody that knows what Pete Carroll wants out of a wide receiver, or even how to run the offenses. Oh, well, this is not even Pete Carroll's offense. So I don't know, but I feel like just that camaraderie with Geno Smith. Do you think it helps or hurts the young wide receivers?
I think it's a cop out, but I think it's both because one, you're going to help them grow as a pro and learn to watch film and learn how to conduct yourself as a pro. But two, you're going to take away snaps from them the con is you're going to take away snaps from them, in-game snaps from them on the field. So that is the takeaway. Like, because my thing is the only way to learn stuff is to actually do it, right?
Yeah.
There's only so much that you could do watching film and going, okay, if I'm on the field, I'm going to do this. But actually getting out there and seeing the coverages and seeing how people play against you in real time, that's teaching you so much right there. But in reality, does this still? I mean, we're still a week away from the trade deadline. Like, is this a sign that tells you right here that Jakobi Meyers is getting traded? So they brought in a veteran. That's when I saw Tyler Lockett getting signed for us. I was like, okay, that's one of the signs, and it's coming out like that the Steelers, the Giants, like people are interested in Jakobi Meyers. So is that why they really brought in Tyler Lockett? Not to be the answer, not to help out the young guys, but because we needed that veteran presence once Jakobi leaves.
Yeah, that was my first thought as well. Like, damn, what are we gonna do with Jakobi? But then you hear that the team doesn't want to move on from him. Like, I mean, they don't mind keeping him, but anybody can say that, right? That they want to keep a guy on the team and then turn around if the price is right, because everybody's got a price. I feel like they would deal him, because if not, they would have already extended him by now. But it goes both ways, and hopefully, like I've stated this before, like I would like to just keep Jakobi on the team. Whatever happens after, it is what it is. But you have Jakobi, you have Tyler Lockett, and then the young receivers. At least you got two veteran wide receivers that could help lead the locker room. I know that Jacoby's been helping out the young guys as much as he can, but having a guy like Tyler Lockett, I think, helps the room more than it hurts the room. So my thoughts is like, okay, it is what it is. Not a lot of Raider fans really like the move because they see right through the BS, I guess. And it just seems like Pete Carroll's just bringing in his guys. And that's what it is. We have a lot of Seahawk players, and we went from the Patriot way, right, to the Raider way, and now to the Seahawk way. It just all haven't been working. I feel like they just need to go away. But, just the way everything's been panning out, man, I feel like Pete is just trying to do something that he's familiar with, bringing players that he's familiar with. Whether it works or doesn't, we'll have to wait and see. I just hope that this team doesn't let go of them after the year, depending on how good or bad they do. But we'll see. We'll definitely see. But speaking of wide receivers, that's who I want to kind of talk about right now. I feel like this is a guy that we've been talking about a lot these past couple of weeks. Is Big Kobe. Jakobi Meyers trade talks, and reports come out today via ESPN that Jakobi Meyers has a decent chance of being traded at the deadline with the Broncos, Bills, and Steelers. They're all likely interested. And like I stated before, the Raiders wouldn't mind keeping them on the roster if they don't get any day 2 picks. I think that's what they want, is a second or third round pick. And if not, we might just keep them on the team. So that being said, I know for a fact the Steelers are really high on him. I would not want the Raiders to trade him to the Broncos, especially with how good that team has been lately. But the Bills or Steelers, I think, would be a great destination for him. And if they're willing to cough up that second round pick, then okay, maybe we can start talking. But what are your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I don't know where the Bronco came from, because I don't even think he fits into the Broncos organization, like the system that they run over there. I don't think he would be good for them. But the Steelers and Bills, yeah, they need a wide receiver like Jakobi Meyers. And if we traded to the Broncos, that's just lunacy to trade in your division, and especially the week that we'll play them. Like that would be like no. But Steelers and Bills, so it says that they want a second or third round pick, and come on, so I expected Jakobi to be gone last week, and it seems to me that what John Spytek is doing is he's waiting for a team to get desperate. Like, he's waiting until the last possible moment, until one team goes, you know what? I'll give you that third round pick. I'll do. Let's just do it. Let's just get done with it. And because I'm sure I'm almost 100% positive there is nobody calling and going, I'll give you a second round pick. I'll give you a third round pick. No, I bet you it's close to a fourth that they're offering, if it's even there right now. And he's trying to hold out to see if a team gets desperate and see how their offense goes. And I think the Steelers would be a perfect match for him to go in there with Aaron Rodgers, and be on the other side of DK Metcalf. He would be that good possession guy while DK can go for deep and take it over the top. So I think that's what John Spytek has been doing. I think he's just waiting until one of these teams get desperate or have an injury, and they're going to keep calling.
Yeah, no, I see that happening too. And maybe if nobody calls with that offer, maybe they call and be like, "Hey, you know what? So, we'll take that fourth round pick." But like that's why I said if it's anything less than a third round pick, shit, maybe even a third round pick. I was like, man, you might as well just keep him, bro. Like just have him on the team and just run with the. You never know, man. Anything can happen in the NFL. Like I know I'm dreaming right now, but the Raiders can go on a run if everything goes right, man. We could turn the tables. There's been plenty of teams to do that. I know the Raiders haven't been able to do that much, but it can happen, and why not have as many weapons as we can have? Uh, Oh, another name I didn't bring up was is Lonnie Johnson returning to
Yeah.
practice. How big of a deal do you think that is, especially knowing that Jeremy Chin has been lacking in the safety room, and we need somebody that could possibly go and replace him?
Don't you bring up Jeremy Chin? Don't you know who's been lacking in that safety room? It ain't Jeremy
Yeah, just
Chin.
because Jeremy Chin your buddy, bro, don't mean
You
come
know
on, it was
it's not.
he's
Hey, the good thing, the Raiders have been struggling since they lost Lonnie Johnson, and they lost him in the practice game in Allegiant Stadium. Remember that where he went out.
damn, yeah, that's true, yeah,
The good thing about Lonnie Johnson is when he comes back is he can actually play the safety position, which is going to open up Jeremy Chin even more to move up into the box. And that's where Jeremy Chin is going to thrive more, is up in the box, while Lonnie Johnson is playing more of the back safety. So that's where we'll see more of improvement. We haven't been able to fill Lonnie Johnson's role since he's been gone.
yeah,
And they've kind of forced Isaiah into it and playing out of position. So that's kind of made him look worse. So actually, we can finally get people back into their roles where they can actually start playing better, and our defense won't have to think about it as much. So yeah, this is Jeremy Chin was brought in to be that safety up in the box. So that's
yeah.
we're gonna see an improvement with the back end of it. Uh, just whenever they decide to bench Kelly someday, then we can
Kyle Blue
actually do
Kelly,
it.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, I agree with you. I think it's a positive move having him back, and of course we talked about ALC earlier. He's back on the team right now, but I see some people in the chat. Somebody asked about what do I think about what was his name from the Jet? Oh, Justin Fields. I I wanted Justin Fields before the season started, but I think he has potential. I don't think that the Raiders will get him, but I mean he's a guy with some potential. Um, Shout out to Lewis up in here. I think I just read his thing. He said, "We haven't even played Lockett yet. Y'all sound like Niner fans hating on the man before he takes a snap. Then he'll do good, and y'all be on the sack." and that's why I'm like one of them fans. Whoever we get, I try to hold my composure. I feel optimistic about most of the signings. Of course, that's a blessing and a curse. But until they go out there and shit the bed, then okay, then we can start thinking about it, shitting on them. Example, Gino Smith. That's some guy that I was high on. But I
How
really
does he know
hope.
what Niner fans do?
Oh, maybe he is one. I don't know. No, I was joking. Hey, but see that's the same thing. As long as you go out there and do your thing, the Raider fans will turn and learn to love you. I still remember when the first year I was on YouTube, bro. Uh, the second year I was on YouTube. Michael Crabtree was a wide receiver nobody wanted to touch in free agency. And Raider fans were like, hell no, don't bring that dude over here. He hated the Raiders, yada, yada. And rightfully so. But I was one guy who was like, bro, let's give him a chance. You never know. And Michael Crabtree turned to be one of our better receivers that we've had in the past 10 years. So you never know until the guys go out there and see what they can do. And the same can be said for Tyler Lockett. If he goes out there and he looks solid at least, then we all could be like, okay, he's a good addition to this team, especially for Geno Smith. And if Geno Smith has a better game with him on the field, then we can't complain about that. I feel
Yeah,
like
but nobody's shitting on Tyler Lockett right now. Nobody's saying, "Oh, fucking, he's washed up. He's done."
you'd
We're
be
just
surprised,
questioning.
bro.
We're questioning why they brought him in at this stage of the career at 2-5, what they're bringing him in for, where he fits in the offense, and why we went after a wide receiver and why we didn't like. The Patriots just traded Kyle Duggar for a seventh round pick, and we couldn't get into that action. Like we went for a 33-year-old wide receiver. That's what people are questioning. Nobody's getting mad at who Tyler Lockett is, the player that he is, or saying that he's going to be a bad player. We're questioning why they went after a wide receiver instead of any of these positions that we needed.
No, yeah. Well, yeah. I think what he's saying there are some people though
Yeah.
that have shitted on him. I think mainly because they're tired of seeing Pete Carroll guys come over here. So I've seen people saying that he's washed up. I mean, some people in the chat too saying like this dude's washed up. He ain't gonna do nothing. Yada yada yada. And we'll have to wait and see. We'll definitely have to wait and see on that whole thing. But yeah. I guess moving on from the whole Jakobi Meyers talk. Uh, the next thing I want to talk about is another wide receiver, or not wide receiver, another weapon on the offensive side that could definitely help us out this weekend. Brock Bowers, according to Vinny B, it seems like and Pete Carroll, it seems like Brock Bowers is on pace to play versus the Jaguars this weekend. And if he's doing better, if he's at least 80, 90, if he's 100%, put him out there. I mean, I feel like he'll definitely help the offense out a lot if he's good to go. But what are your thoughts on that? Brock Bowers playing this weekend, possibly playing this weekend.
I think this is a great sign if he could play because Jaguars have given up a couple of big plays, 2 tight ends this season. So that they have struggled against the tight end position. So, and Brock Bowers is one of the top in the league, if not the best in the league right now. So if he's 100% and he's ready to go, it changes our offense. And if we can be able to find him, I mean, Brock, you already know that if he's contested or wide open, he's trying to make that catch and he's going. He's a tough cover. So I think this is a benefit for the offense and I think that was one of the problems that the Raiders have had, and I think they didn't have a contingency if what happens if Gino Smith didn't play good, and they didn't have a great contingency of what happens if Brock Bowers goes down, and both of them have happened this season.
Yeah,
and I think they were just sitting there going, "Oh shit," and just twiddling their thumbs, going, "Damn, now we weren't ready. We weren't expecting for the worst. We expected that everything goes smooth throughout the season, and you got hit with all of them."
Yeah, it's definitely been the total opposite, man. I think this would be huge for the Raiders, especially now having a little bit more weapons, especially with the bye week that we just had, having a little bit more rest, and against the Jags team that, like you said earlier, I feel like we match up pretty well against them. I know that they're a bit of a better team than us, but we get a statement win this weekend with the weapons that we have, and we try to build that confidence going into Thursday Night Football on a short week against a tough Broncos team. And if we could get a win then that I feel like the tides would start turning, but it starts this weekend and I feel like having all hands on board is going to be really huge for this team. But I think that the main thing is that it all comes down to the quarterback play and Geno Smith, and that's one thing I'm really worried about. And if he doesn't do good, how long till we see Aidan O'Connell? I see somebody in the chat earlier say that Aidan O'Connell probably could be ready by the Cowboys game. Who knows? Maybe that'd be a big game for us, and maybe we need our savior to go out there and help us out. But let me get into the super chat right now because I just seen it, man. Shout out to the Oos Trick. Whoop that trick. Whoop that trick. Thank you for the $10 donation. As he said, Pete has hammered Raiders so hard with this old Seahawks that the fans are starting to prolapse. Pause.
I was like, where's he going with that? He went there. And he went all the way there.
That's a statement, Oos. Well, I guess how do you think about that? I mean, yeah. It definitely seems like the Seahawk way over here. It's just kind of hard to really think about because right now, it don't even feel like the Seahawk way because I feel like the Seahawks are at least like a mid to good team. We just seem like the Raiders with the Seahawks just draped over it, because we're just that bad. I don't even know how to kind of like answer this, but I appreciate the donation though. Unless Joe knows it. The fans are starting to prolapse.
Yeah, I like the comment, but
yeah, and I think it comes down to like winning and losing for sure. Like the fans are gonna turn on anybody if we lose, especially the way we've been losing. We've talked about it on the show many times. It's like we just, especially because they've been hammering. Well, I mean, Pete's been hammering, compete the whole time, and like this team has been far from competing with a lot of teams. I know we beat the Titans, I know we beat the Patriots, but outside of that, man, like that Seahawk way hasn't been working so far, especially offensively. When we got a guy over here that,
see, but
go.
every it doesn't matter what coach you hire. So it doesn't matter who we hire as a head coach. He's going to bring in his guys that he feels comfortable with. So if you want to say Josh McDaniels brought in his guys, well, okay, he felt comfortable with it. You bring in guys that know your system, or maybe you work somewhere and you go, hey, this guy was an underrated player. We could sneak him over here and he could become good for us. And say no matter what. So if it wasn't Pete Carroll that came in this offseason and brought former Seahawks with him, it would have been somebody else from another team that brought former players with them. It's just what did he bring? We have 5 Seahawks at the most.
Yeah.
5 out of what? You got 53 plus another 15 on the practice squad. So out of 70 players, 5 of them are former Seahawks. I think we're making too big of a deal about Seattle way and all that stuff, and just not looking at the overall. The problem is we're not winning. And we're looking for everything to anything to point a finger at.
Yeah, that's true.
That's the thing. So we can go, Pete's too damn old. Like, we're going to blame Pete's age. Pete's age didn't matter when we first hired him, right? Like, we were like, okay,
some people thought so, but it wasn't a big deal to me though. But yeah, no, I know what you mean.
And then you got people that are the Seattle thing. You're just gonna find each and everything to pick, and that's what sucks. Pete and the Raiders know that, and they know that. Hey, when you're not producing and you're not winning, the heat's coming. And Raidernation have been doing this for 20 plus years, and this is the first. No, I wouldn't say last year, maybe the end of the Josh McDaniels thing is when we actually started seeing Raider fans actually stand up and go, you know what? Screw this. We're tired. We're done. We deserve more. We deserve better than what we have. And we have been loyal for so damn long. And we have said, win, lose, or tie, we'll be here. But when is the organization going to get back to us? When are we going to start getting the results that we want from the fan base? And I think it's getting to that point where it won't be win, lose, or tie anymore. It's like, you know what? It's put up or shut up, Raiders, because we're tired of doing this. We're tired of backing you. We're tired of talking this shit in the offseason and you not backing us up.
No, that's the main thing and I think that's why a lot of fans are mad, because they're like, you know what, I'm not gonna stick up for this team anymore, just for us to go right back and just put hope in this team yet again every single week. But yeah, I think with losing comes a lot of people complain about everything, and that's what sucks about it. Nobody would think about anything, like any of the small things. I mean, we got people dogging Vegas, people dogging Gino Smith, rightfully so, dogging John Spytek, Mark Davis, catching strays too. But as long as the Raiders win, it really don't matter. But that's the problem. We just haven't been winning, so that is the problem, you know? Shout out to Julian H47 for the $1.99. He says, you need to Rick Ross that beard, my boy. Rick Ross. Oh, are you talking about me, or I'm guessing you're talking about you? Just go full beard, those.
I don't even like this fucking beard, to be honest with you. Every day I wake up and I'm like, I want to shave this thing, but it's kind of like in a protest because I haven't been at work, so it's like when I do go to work, I have to shave it. So I'm like, let's see if it grows. Maybe I'll let it grow until the Raiders win a game. When the Raiders win a game, I'll shave this damn thing.
No. You got to grow it out. It was just commit to it. Just start lining it up. I think you'd be solid.
Yeah, but look at showing my age and stuff. Look at all the white hair and stuff. I'm like,
bro, Just for Men, you'd be solid. You'd be solid.
Hey, if anybody from Just for Men is watching, I'll take
there we go. There we go.
Hey, look at my new shirt, Mad Max. Though, what's up?
Oh shit, Max Crosby. We're talking about trading that guy too, man. But I highly doubt that he's gonna get traded. Let me get to this other one. Shout out to Trick Willie. No, I'm joking. For another $10 donation. Hey, I appreciate it a lot. But he says, I'll be happy if either Kenny or AOC get another fair audition. Preferably Kenny. Both the Raiders and Ken are desperate for a revival. I agree with you, because I mean after not the Chiefs game, the one before that we lost, I was already off that boat. I was like, man, we need to put Kenny Pickett in there and just see what we got, man, with him. I know he barely got any play and he fumbled the ball on the first snap, but Put him in there. You never know. It's the same. It's the same thing with like guys like Daniel Jones, Baker Mayfield when he went to the Buccaneers. You just don't know until you put them in the fire and see if they can revive their career. If they can, perfect for the Raiders. If they can't, then okay, they ain't shit. I mean, last year we rolled with Desmond Ridder, and I know some fans that thought, okay, Desmond Ritter's gonna revive his career with the Raiders, and it just wasn't it. So yeah, I agree with you on that. At this point, like I don't mind ALC going in there. I just don't think that he's that guy. But if we want to go in a different direction with a different quarterback, I'm for it. Especially if we lose this week or if we get blown out. I mean, then we definitely got to look at a different direction at the quarterback position. But what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it would, like he said, a fair audition like that. That is something we haven't seen. AOC, I don't like. We could talk about if AOC is good or not good, but yeah, the question is the fact is he never got a fair audition, and he should have been the starter to begin last season, and that is the thing. And if you do make the pivot from Geno Smith to one of these guys, yes, you need to give them a game or two, or you can't put them on a short leash, because if you didn't put Geno on a short leash, you can't put one of these guys on there. You got to, if you decide to go, you know what, Geno, we're done with you, we're benching you, you have to stick with that, and you have to ride it out and see what these guys can do, because they are young enough. They're only 3 years in the league, both of them, and you got to see what you can do, and you got to see if maybe you can light a fire under them. But is that but do you really want to see if they are the future, and then the Raiders go, oh, you know what, Kenny and AOC look good, we don't need to draft another one, then we go in the same damn cycle again, and it's like, but yeah, I mean, I understand not benching Geno now that we're coming out of a bye, but if Geno continues the same way after the bye week and our team isn't fixing it, then yes, you need to see what you have going forward and what you can build on this team.
And that's why I was so adamant at getting a quarterback. Like, we got Geno Smith, and I think it was a solid trade for the Raiders because we needed a solid quarterback. But that's why I was so adamant in getting a quarterback in the draft, especially early on with Shedeur Sanders. And I know, like, looking at it now, it's like, oh, you could have got Shedeur in the second, third, fourth round, but you didn't know that. Nobody knew that he was going to go out. I mean, maybe outside of the first round, but outside of the second, outside of the third, like nobody's seen that coming. And that's why I really wanted to get a quarterback, just to have that insurance policy, because who knows if Geno Smith was going to be good or bad, or just let the best guy go out there and compete in the offseason and preseason, and then put, whether it's Shedeur Sanders or Geno Smith out there, put the right guy out there and just move forward with that. That's why I was so high on that. But, that being said, I want to address this because a shout out to Charles Lewis in the chat. I mean, he says, stop the AOC hate. He is that guy, my boy. Okay, my thing with AOC, and somebody said, is it because are we thinking about, like, why are we hating on AOC? Is it because of the preseason game? Oh, he also said, why y'all keep talking about AOC preseason game? Well, my thing with ALC didn't just start in this past offseason. Ever since he started playing with this team, I didn't see him as that guy. I know my Fitz thought that he was the next Tom Brady, but I just didn't see it. And yeah, he had a couple of stints where he looked a little good, but never really showed that he was. Even like when we scored 63 points, it wasn't really all him. Even when we beat the Chiefs, it wasn't all him. You know what I mean? And when the game was on the line, the second time we played the Chiefs, and it wasn't his fault. It was, I think, Andre James' fault, or JPJ. I forgot who it was at the time. JPJ, yeah, JPJ's fault for snapping the ball. But I mean, I think he's a mid quarterback at best, but maybe mid is better than what we have right now. So I see why a lot of people want to turn that way, and I'm not going to hate on him for going out there and possibly, proving me wrong. But till then, he hasn't shown me anything to be like, oh, he's the guy. That's the guy that I want to go out there and play. And I feel like right now, the only reason why I wouldn't mind having him play is because our quarterback play has been so bad that maybe a switch up might change the offense. Who knows? But that's just me.
Are we talking about? Are we not supposed to bring up the fact that Max Crosby made him look stupid in front of the Raider fans in a practice at Allegiant Stadium? Like, your own defense is like, hey, look how bad this guy is. I'm just like, your own superstar made your quarterback look bad. Like that. How are we supposed to respect a quarterback if our own defensive guy is not doing it, right? Like, You're not even supposed to hit the quarterback, and he did it, and he took it to the house and he dunked it on everybody, right? In the practice game, he went out there to make AOC look dumb, and And if you're an
I know
AOC,
that messed up his confidence. It's like, damn, you didn't even have to do that, Max. Like, damn, bro, you didn't have to do all that. Now I look dumb out here.
yeah, and we could talk about that. But if you don't want to talk about preseason, then if you're an AOC truther like a lot of people are, go turn on the Minnesota Vikings Raiders 3-0 game and watch that game
Oh
and
my
make it.
gosh.
When you make it through that game, then go ahead and come back and talk and be like, AOC's the greatest. AOC's good. Because holy crap, if you or you know what, go turn on the Minnesota Vikings or the Raiders versus the Miami game when AOC started that game. And watch that game and watch towards the end of the game how many mistakes he made when we could have possibly won that game and he lost that game for us. But I mean, yeah, AOC is the answer, yes.
Bro, like, yeah, I hella lost my train of. Oh, I was gonna say, yeah, he did look bad in that practice, and maybe we're wrong. Moose. Maybe you're right. Maybe he is the answer. Maybe he is the savior because. Maybe the opposite happens, because he looked so bad in the preseason. He looked so bad at practice, and Gino Smith looked pretty good at the practices. He threw 5 touchdowns against the Raiders defense.
Hey,
and in the preseason, he wasn't that bad,
I hope he comes out there and if he ever gets a shot, I hope he shuts us up. I hope he goes out there and lights us up. You know what I mean? And goes and makes me eat all these words more than me at a buffet. But come on, he hasn't shown anything to be like, okay, AOC, like there was a reason he didn't get a college scholarship. He had to be a walk-on at Purdue, right? There was a reason for that. There's a reason he didn't go first, second, third round, fourth round, right? Or like, where did he end up going? Fourth round?
I think fourth round.
The reason he wasn't a top round pick in there because there's a lot of question marks about him. So there's a lot of things that he needs to correct. Has he been improving his first 3 seasons? Yes, he has, and he's getting there. And he's you can't knock AOC's worth ethic because you see it and he's doing it, but. Sometimes you can't make an elite quarterback elite. Sometimes you are what you are.
Yeah, I mean, I thought that the Derek Carr truthers were bad. I mean, AOC truthers, that's a whole different story. I guess I wanted to address one more thing. Somebody, soccer production says, "Hey, turn on the Chiefs versus Raiders. AOC 334 yards, 2 touchdowns the next season." Okay, yeah, and that's what I was gonna say. I was gonna bring up that game, but I think that was the game that we fumbled at the end of the game, and it was like, all right. We lost the game, but that's why I say he had some stints. He showed flashes of being that guy, and just for the next week to not really do much. You know what I mean? So it was up and down from there. Shout out to my guy Ant2 Raw for the $2 donation. Says waiting for the Raiders W. Gonna have Harden's beard. Oh, hey. Oh, you're waiting for a W to grow your beard. Oh, trust me, you could cut your beard this next game after we win this. Cause I know, hey, we finna go on that run.
I already know. When we go live after the game, I'm already cutting it. Like I'll bring the Clippers with us. We'll be live, be like, yeah, Raiders won, beat them Jags, and I'll just already take care of it.
Yeah. So I think Joe's gonna grow his hair. Go ahead.
So to talk about the guy who brought up that Kansas City game where he did throw 23 of 35 for 340 yards, 2 touchdowns, right, in the Raiders' loss. The next week he turned around to play Tampa Bay. He went 11 of 19 for 104 yards and an interception.
Yep,
that's consistency, right?
Yeah, I mean that sounded like the other guy that we had before. So, yeah, I mean
the week before that, he went 6 of 10 for 52 yards.
Ugh, damn, that was bad. It was definitely up and down because I remember after that Vikings game, that 0-3 Vikings game, we ended up scoring 63 points. So it's like it's kind of tough to kind of follow though. But nah, that's why I said like show me that's it. If LC goes out there, show me, prove me wrong. I definitely crow. I don't mind being wrong.
Arm strength there.
It is. But everything else.
When he is on, when AOC is on, he is on, and I understand where people see it, but the inconsistency is what you want a quarterback that's consistent. When he is on, he's on, and I agree with you. But when he's off,
yeah. Adam said, "Grow out the beard until the Raiders win the bowl." Oh shoot.
Oh man.
That's you, Joe. I think that's a good challenge for you.
Hey, I told you this before that my wife told me that we weren't going to have kids until the Raiders win the Super Bowl.
Oh
And
god. Good thing you did, bro. Good thing you did.
I
Or
said,
more kids.
no, no, no. I was
No,
like,
your
yeah.
first kids.
How about we, hey, if I would have known that, like if I would have known like how crazy kids are and how expensive they are, I might have like held her to that. But like, no, no, you said we weren't having kids, so the Raiders win the Super
Oh man. Hey, shout out to Trick again with it. He said, with the $10, he said, would you trade for someone like Mac Jones during the offseason? I mean, the talent's there, but just because he looked good this year doesn't mean he's gonna look good with the Raiders. And that's what I'm worried about now is like getting these quarterbacks that look good or at least look solid to get a starting role to come over here to Las Vegas to expect them to do the same thing. If we do that, whether it's Mac Jones, whether it's trading for another quarterback, I still want to draft a quarterback. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
don't want to trade for somebody and not draft a quarterback and be like, oh, we already got a quarterback. Don't have to worry about it. That's what we did this year. And who knows? And that's the thing. I feel like the Raiders right now just we'll finish out the season and we'll have to revisit that. But Mac Jones, yeah, I wouldn't mind him in the silver and black, but I wouldn't want to just keep him and not draft anybody. That's my big thing. We have to get somebody to either be a successor or somebody that could just take over afterwards.
Yeah, and hey, Mac Jones, and we talked about it. Everybody looks good in the San Francisco in that. Well,
Bro, yeah.
I can't say everybody but Mac Jones looked good in that system in San Francisco. Was he good in Jacksonville last year?
No.
Not really. Him and Brian Thomas had a great connection, which you don't see between him and Trevor Lawrence right now. But you got to wonder. And if you want to talk about interceptions, Mac Jones throws a lot of picks. He throws a lot of interceptions too, even with the Niners. I think he has 5 this year. What he's doing, but my thing is, if we need to invest in a quarterback and we need to invest a top pick in it, and I don't know who the veteran is that you always need to bring a veteran in, and
Yeah.
I don't know if it's Mac Jones or who it is, but if we're not bringing a rookie in that we draft this year, then we're doing something totally wrong.
Yeah.
Like I don't give a damn who the free agents are this year. I want a quarterback in the draft, and I want to make that commitment in the draft this year.
Well, man, what we need to do, bro, was what the Raiders did back in 2015 or 2016. I forgot which year it was, where they just went balls to the wall, pause, with getting an offensive lineman and just spending money on them. And that's the same notion I wanted to do this past offseason was I didn't want to draft an offensive lineman high because I was like, no, spend all that money on the offensive line. Go get the best guy. Whoever you think could come over here up this offensive line out, go get him. But nah, they wanted to stick with Jordan Meredith. They still wanted to stick with I mean, we got DJ Glaze now. Oh yeah. Like I felt like they should have went out and just try to bring in those big dogs to just solidify the offensive line, and then you go get your offensive players, go get that quarterback that could possibly help this team out, you know? But
See,
yeah, I mean,
and like I know a lot of people got upset when I was talking about Ashton Genty and the Raiders drafted him, and I was telling you that it was a deep running back draft. We could have had Mimbu, offensive tackle, right? One of the best offensive tackles in the league right now, the rookie season.
yeah.
We could have had him turned around in the second round and drafted Travion Henderson,
Come on
uh,
now.
or something like that, and then you could have took your Shador
Scat.
Sanders
You could get Scat.
or
Scat.
whoever you wanted. Yeah, you
Yeah.
could have, and that would have been right there. Would have already been an upgrade of what we have right now. Just saying, but I mean, it's just the way. Does that mean that John Spytek did a bad job in the draft? No, it's just the way it falls. Like
Yeah.
he just the way you're building. And then there's reports like, and I remember these reports like Josh McDaniels when they took Tyree Wilson at number 7. They were hoping that Paris Johnson Jr., the guy, the offensive tackle from the Arizona Cardinals,
Was
was
gonna
going to
fall.
fall to him at number 7. If you remember that draft, Arizona traded back from number 3 to number 12, with Houston, and then
They traded
they
up.
moved from 12 to number 6 to jump ahead of the Raiders. And I remember that morning they were like, Raiders are drafting Paris Johnson Jr. And I was like, what? We're actually taking offensive tackle? And they're like, yep. And they go, and then all of a sudden Paris Johnson. So it's not. I don't know if the Raiders are lacking of not going after an offensive lineman. It's just not falling. The cards just aren't falling for him, or or you know,
Yeah.
I mean, Ashton Genty's a great talent. You got to go with it, but you got to build your team correctly too.
Yeah, and shout out to the kid Frankie for the $4.99 donation, which kind of goes to our point right now. He said the best teams build their D line and O line first, then get their quarterback to and complete the offense with weapons. Where is our Pat Surtain or Derwin James? Okay, that was a totally different position than what I thought you were going to say. But he said with the offensive defensive line, and said we need the weapons on offense, and we got to get Pat Surtain and then Derwin James. Now I agree. You know what? We got our Derwin James and Isaiah pull him out, and our Pat Surtain is Kyle Blue Kelly. But as far as your point, yeah, exactly what I was saying. You know, build that offensive line, defensive line, but I feel like more importantly for the Raiders is that offensive line because we want to have a successful quarterback. And I mean, the greatest years with Derek Carr was under that offensive line that we had dogs, bro. We had everybody there. Donald Penn, Richie Incognito. We had what's his name, Rodney Hudson. What's his name? Kelechi Osemele. You know, all those guys, man. I was like, man, we had one okay offensive lineman, but our whole offensive line was solid. Like they're a wall, bro. Like, and that's what I want to see. Somebody in the backfield get some confidence and just chill in the backfield, and then it opens up the run game a lot more. Like, and you'll see guys like, I mean, heck, you see Latavius Murray ball out behind that offensive line. So I think that's the most important thing. It's not the sexiest position, but to your point, that's why Joe said like this past year. Even the year prior that he wanted to go get an offensive lineman in the first round. I mean, we've done it before. It just sucks because, you know, we got guys like Alex Leatherwood who came over here, didn't really do shit. But that's why I'd rather go in free agency and just get guys that already played the position and are like dogs already. But yeah, offensive line, defensive line, you build from there and it helps the quarterback out that much more. And it doesn't really matter what quarterback you have. As long as they have time and they can process the play, then good things can happen, and your confidence only goes up from there.
Yeah, and right now we've been trying to hit lightning in the bottle with quarterbacks in free agency, and for whatever reason, once they put on that Raider uniform,
yeah, bro, that's just
it just like no, it's
maybe
not.
maybe we need to upgrade our jerseys, man. We're the only team that haven't touched our jerseys. Maybe we just gotta wash the stench off, or have an alternate uniform, something. It was something different.
Hey, I want the all black. Have you seen like with the people that do the all black helmet and stuff?
They will never do that. I don't know why. Like every other team can have an all black uniform, but the Raiders, what? Like we're the team that needs to be all like. I love our alternate uniforms when we have the color rushes, you know, the white on silver or whatever. But damn, bro, give me something different, man. I'm tired of seeing that same jersey, bro. I see everybody with these rivalry jerseys, but we ain't got nothing new over here. I'm not saying to change the original home and away jerseys for some people that might take this out of context. I just want a different alternate jersey, something different. It could be all gray, it could be all black, it could be something, you know.
We're cursed right there. That's what he said. We're cursed.
Yeah. We need something different out there. But yeah, I appreciate the donation. Shout out to the O's, Afakasi Raider. Yes, sir. Acknowledge the O's. One time for the one time, O's. Hey, I appreciate the donation, man. Hey, can't wait to see Afakasi at a game, O's. Yeah. I mean, I know we got a big week ahead of us, O's. I guess I know not a lot of fans might. We'll see. I mean, the Raider fans showed up for that Titans game, O's. Somebody said we need a new logo. Chill, bro. We need a new logo. That's crazy. Maybe it could be like the Las Vegas Outlaws or something. I'm joking. Anywho, I know this weekend we're gonna be at the game, Moose. It's gonna be a tough one. I know a lot of Raider fans, whether you do come or not, the tickets are cheap, obviously, because the Raiders suck, and I don't think Jacksonville really travels that well. So we'll see a lot of Raider fans over there. But of course, you know, me and the Oos, Joe, we're gonna run it back at the Raiders Masquerade again this weekend. So anybody that's coming to the game, to the Jaguars Raiders game, and looking for a place to tailgate, the Raiders Masquerade, that's where we're gonna be at. And it was a blast last time we went. All you can eat, all you can drink. It was great price. And we got to shoot a lot of good content, like fun content over there and just hang out. So if you guys are looking for a place to go to, come through to the Raider Masquerade. Use our promo code RaiderVerse10 to get 10% off of your order. And just come tailgate with us and have a good time. But the thing is, you know, like me and Joe, we always say this. Ooh, yeah.
My neck and my back.
Shout out to my boy. Hey, damn, Trick is on it today, man. My boy got paid today, but I'll get to you in a bit, Trick. But yeah, with the whole, me and Joe, we don't just say the Masquerade and just say F all the other tailgates or whatnot. There's a lot of places for people that are out there looking for a place to tailgate. Of course, me and Joe and the Raiderverse, we're gonna be at the Masquerade, having a good time, partying it up, eating some good food, getting some good drinks right before the game. So if you guys want to come and join us, like I said, man, come through, get your tickets online at confirm360.com. But if you want to go to the other tailgates, there's three different tailgates I can think of top of my mind. Of course, the Masquerades in B Lot. So there's actually some of my Usos over there. And B Lot as well. I think they call themselves the B Lot Brothers or something like that. My boy Raider Singh be over there. Shout out to my boy Gus and his family be out there, and they be having a good time. Of course, not too far from there as well is the Modelo Tailgate Zone, a totally free area that you could go hang out. They got a lot of different vendors. You can spend money there, but like I said, to sometimes they'll have like the Raiderettes over there. You can watch the game over there as well. That's a cool spot. And of course, Lot J is where a lot of Raider fans go to and just vibe out, tailgate, have a good time. I think Joe said that they're actually doing a toy drive over there, where if you bring a toy, it doesn't have to be a used toy or a brand new toy.
I would assume that it would be a new toy because they're giving away for Christmas. So
Uh, and kids' toys, guys. Think, use your brain, man.
Hey, you're the one that went that way. Like I don't know who was thinking other toys. What the hell?
No, no, man, like yeah, kids' toys, like not used kids' toys, like okay, for the kids, they're doing a toy drive. I think TMBC is throwing a toy drive at Lot J. So bring an unwrapped toy, a new toy, kids' toy, and you get a free shot. So I think it's a good thing for them.
Shot.
Yes, sir. So there's a lot of different there's a lot of different ways to just have a good time at the Raiders game. But yeah, I mean, anything else that you want to say on this Masquerades?
No, the Masquerade. Like if you have the extra money to hang out and you want to do it, I mean, the cool thing about it is you don't have to worry about what you're gonna do. You don't have to worry about getting the meat. You don't have to worry about setting up and tearing down. It's all there. And the cool thing about it is they actually have breakfast and lunch items, and they have all you can drink, all you can like. You know how it is. Like you can tell. Just look at me. I like to eat, so it's good. The burritos are actually pretty good. They have shade. If you guys are able to go, and you guys are there with us, come hang out with us. Like you don't have to hang. We got seating area. Come hang out with us. We're gonna do raffles there too. I think we're gonna give away some autographed jerseys and stuff that's going on inside of there. So we got a lot of stuff going on inside the Masquerade. This is probably, I don't want to say it's our last game, but probably one of our last games because I know Dallas Cowboy game. We have other stuff, other tailgates, and we like to walk around the stadium. But why not check it out? If you're in Vegas, I always say it's the party that keeps on going, right? So once you're already partying our night in the casino, just roll out of bed and just go over and party at the Masquerade with us as well.
Yeah, no, for sure. And like I said, there's so many ways to party up before the game. Like I said, let's have a good time, man. And whatever happens in the stadium, man, stays in the stadium. But outside the stadium, man, we got to have a good time. And like I said, if you guys come to the Masquerade, come through. I think I think we might have a what's that called, a cabana, or what's that?
Yeah, a little cabana area.
We'll have a suite. We'll have a suite over there and whatnot. So if you guys want to come through and come hang out with us. We're gonna shoot some content. Maybe I'll interview you guys and let's vibe out. We're gonna be doing some giveaways as well. Shout out to some of the Raiderverse members that's gonna bring some stuff, and be on the lookout because I will be dropping a video possibly tomorrow morning. We're gonna be doing a giveaway and giving away two Masquerade tickets to lucky winners that are actually going to go to the game. So if you're planning to go to a game, make sure you're following Joe Morley, of course, following me at Samoan Raider, and we'll be posting some details on a giveaway to give away two tickets to two lucky fans to come and join us as well. So be on the lookout for that. It's gonna be dope, man. I can't wait for it. It was fun the first time around, but we running it back one more time for right now, and then we'll let you guys know where we're gonna be at every single week. I think that's how we're going to be rolling. It's not like we're going to be at the Masquerade every single week, but we're always going to be somewhere, and we'll let the people know where we're going to be at and just come and hang out with us. I know a lot of people always ask. That's why I'm letting you guys know right now. But shout out to Trick with the $10 dono. Yes, sir. He says, "What role does Chip Kelly play in this Raider apocalypse?" I don't trust that man. I was shocked he made it back into the NFL. Now, I won't say that I'm shocked that he made it to the NFL with how well he did over there in Ohio. Uh, but right now, I think his job is safe. I don't think he's going to get cut anytime soon. I'll be surprised if he does get cut. But I think he should be good to go for next year. And hopefully we just get some more better offensive weapons to help this offense out. I mean, I don't think he's that bad, but maybe I'm wrong. And I look at the whole thing like just the eye test. You know, I look at it. I don't break down film and be like, oh, this play, this play. I just look at it from an outsider's perspective. But Joe, I guess, what do you think about Chip Kelly?
I mean, everybody, when you're losing, everybody has a role in losing until until you get it correct. But at the end of the day, he can't. He could tell Gino where to throw it. He could say where to do it, but he's not the one out there throwing the interceptions. He's not the one out there making the blocks. I think some of his play calling was questionable at the beginning of the game, and then I think now it has got very conservative because they don't trust Gino, and that is an issue. But altogether, I think his offense, he's just doing it with the talent he has. And I
Yeah.
think they realize, like, at what point do us Raider fans go, you know what? Maybe it's not the coaching. It's actually the players on the field without the talent. Like, we don't have the depth. We don't have the talent here like other teams do. And sometimes because we've seen players overcome bad coaching. But
Hmm.
you can't have good coaching. Good coaching can't get bad players to play good. Like, it can't go the other way around. So I think I don't put a lot of blame on Chip Kelly. I don't see him getting rid of Chip Kelly anytime soon because of how much they actually paid the man.
Yeah.
So I think they're just looking at it like, hey, our problem is at the quarterback position, and our offensive line is starting to get fixed. It's just a talent issue right now.
Yeah. I can see that too. I mean, this team, they're the ones that didn't spend that much on weapons in the offseason. We was really like penny pinching on all the weapons that we could bring in outside of getting a quarterback. I mean, we didn't even pay our number one wide receiver for an extension. So that goes to show you how this team feels about, the players that we have in the offense and yada yada, But shout out to my Oos Joe for coming on the show. you know. Now I'm checking. Yeah. Hey. Times.
Raiders.
There we go. Time's a ticking, news. Hey, this weekend, Raiders, Jags. Give me your spills. Like, how we feeling? How we feeling about this?
Like I said, I think we match up pretty damn well against them, especially if Brock Bowers is playing. We can do it. Our offensive line should be able to stop it. I mean, they don't have the greatest pass rush. They can get to the quarterback, but they don't have the greatest. Devin Lloyd probably will be back, who is their middle linebacker. And John Spytek. Go to the game and watch Devin Lloyd because he's going to be a free agent next year, and we could actually use a linebacker like that.
Damn,
So
no.
make sure you guys keep an eye on him. But the Raiders should be able to move the ball. You need to run the ball. Trevor Lawrence, I don't know how Trevor Lawrence has been known as, like, people think of him, like they used to call him the generational talent. But Trevor Lawrence has been making tons of mistakes this year, and I wonder how they look at him in the locker room after when they're watching film and just don't tell him, like, dude, you freaking suck. Like we bail you out so many times. The one good game Trevor Lawrence had was against the Kansas City Chiefs, and it wasn't even that good of a game. He made a lot of mistakes in that, so he makes a ton of mistakes. Can they keep that Trevor? Can they keep ETN in check? Can they keep the wide receivers in check? That's the thing. But yeah, the Raiders match up pretty damn well against Jacksonville, and I can see him pulling this win off.
Man, I hate to be like that every single week, but after what we did last time, the last game, I was like, man, this team ain't winning no more games.
No,
But we here, baby. We got hope. I got hope in this team. I think this team. I feel like with the bye week, bringing in Tyler Lockett, the missing piece. I agree with you. I think we got this one, man. It's a good matchup for the Raiders. I'm not really scared of the Jacksonville Jaguars. We're gonna be at home in Allegiant Stadium with the millions and millions of Raider fans watching in the stadium because we're gonna black that mug out. And I think with that energy, I think the Raiders gonna pull this one out. It's funny because I think MJD actually had the Jags winning, but I almost forgot that he played for the Jags. That was his career. Like, so I understand him picking them over us though. But okay. Before we head out of here, shout out to go ahead.
But here's the thing too: is like if the Raiders do come out flat this game, then there's a lot of issues that we have with the coaching staff and everything else, and that's when you pick up that pile of shit and you let it hit the fan because it's gonna go. They've been sitting there for 2 weeks wondering. They came out horrible against Kansas City. If they don't show fight in this game right here after a bye week,
oh my gosh,
yeah, then Raider Nation, we really have something to start complaining about and getting up in this team about. But we need. No, I'm not necessarily saying they need to win, but they need to come out here and show some kind of fire, show some kind of life that we can build upon, and that's you know what? At the end of the day, that's what Raider fans want, right? We like the guys that try hard. That's why people like Derek Carr and even AOC, people that might not be the greatest talent, but they try, and every time they're on the field, they give their heart and soul, and that's what Raider fans. That's what we respect here in the Raider Nation. So go out there and show us that.
Yeah, no, agree with you. I definitely agree with you on that. Like, it's been tough, but if they don't turn things around, and if they don't look at least like they're competing with the Jaguars, then that trade deadline going to hit real different next week, Oos. But if we put things together and the offense starts hitting on all cylinders, then maybe we keep this team around, most of these players around. But shout out to the kid Frankie for the $4.99 donation. Says, honest opinion, if Derek Carr doesn't get hurt in 2016, how far do you think we would have made it? Do you think that we would have got past Brady? I will say this: if we won, I mean, if Derek Carr was still healthy, man, I really feel like we could have went on a run. Now, I'm not going to say, okay, we would have went to the Super Bowl and won it all, but we would be a whole different team today than that time, because I think we get past Houston for sure, but I feel like we get to a point where we play the Patriots, and then I don't know what happens after that. That's how far I see the Raiders going, at least 1 or 2 rounds in the playoffs, and looking real good. What about you?
So I don't think we would have been the number 1 seed still, right? I think we would have had to go to New England still, right?
Yeah.
Even after that, we would have won our division that year. I think we would have won our division. So that would have changed some stuff, because that would have, instead of us going to Houston, it would have been somebody coming to us, right? I don't have the whole playoffs thing in front of me.
Probably because we lost that last game, of the season, which we really didn't care about.
Yeah, but we didn't win our division, so we
did it. I remember that.
But we would have with Derek Carr, we would have ended up. Let me see if I can pull this up.
Yeah, I'll speak on that real quick, man. 2016 was a time, man. Like, nobody, I didn't even expect the Raiders to be that good, but all of that kind of like came down to like the momentum and the Raiders just catching heat right out the gate, especially against the Saints. And then Derek Carr gaining the confidence that he had and having the weapons we had on offense. Oh my gosh, it felt unstoppable. And that was the peak of Derek Carr, where it seemed like no matter what, Derek Carr was going to pull us through. And that, we haven't seen the same guy. And I feel like that's why I it sucks to look at it like that. But had it not been for that dumb injury on Christmas, it would have been a whole different story, man. And the crazy thing that sucks is the fact that we could look back at that Colts game and be like, we could have been pulled Derek Carr out of that game, but he was just in there and he went down. I was like, damn, bro. But I feel like the Raiders with that Derek Carr could have went pretty far. It was at least get to the second round. Go ahead.
So we would have had a bye in the first round. We wouldn't have had to play in the first round. We would have won the division, which what the Chiefs did. So Chiefs were in the number 2 seed that year. We would have been at home, and it looks like Pittsburgh. So Houston would have basically took our Kansas City would have took our spot in Houston, and then you had Pittsburgh versus Miami, and Pittsburgh won that game. So we would have played Pittsburgh at home for the first playoff game in the second round. Do I think we would have beat Pittsburgh that year? Yes, I do.
I think so.
That year. The way our offense was playing,
and Ben don't do good in Oakland.
Yeah, so then you would have had Kansas City and Houston. Whoever won out of that would have played New England, and then the winner of our game would have had to go on to New England. And that was the one challenge I think we had was New England. That was the one
That's what I said. Yeah.
that I think that could have matched up with us. But the way the Raiders were playing that year,
Damn, bro.
like
It seemed like nobody could stop. Like, no, like we had everybody's number. It was like we matched up perfectly. That's why I said like I felt like we could have gotten as far as playing the Patriots in the playoffs, but the Patriots are a whole different team when it comes to the playoffs. So even just getting far enough to play a game against them would have been game changer for us and would have set up our future to be like, okay, we got ourselves a dynasty here maybe. But yeah, it sucks. It's a lot of what ifs for sure. Definitely a lot of what ifs when it comes to that.
okay, so the Atlanta Falcons went to the Super Bowl that year. Remember that? That was the 28-3 Atlanta Falcons.
Yep, and they lost
big old lead, and they ended up losing. The Raiders played the Atlanta Falcons in that same year.
The second week, I still remember
second week. And it was Falcons beat them 35-28 in that game. But our offense, that was like one of those back and forth games where both offenses almost put up 500 yards and all that. So if you want to go from there, like and look at that, like that would have been one hell of a Super Bowl. And now I wonder if the Falcons would have beat us in the Super Bowl too. Like if we would have made it past New England, does that guarantee us a Super Bowl win? I don't know because the Falcons were pretty damn hot that year too.
Bro. Yeah, they just fucked up, and I don't know what Tom Brady what he sacrificed to win that Super Bowl, but I think just even being that far, bro, would have been a huge win for the Raiders. Like whether we went to the Super Bowl or not, at least winning one playoff game would have been huge for the Raiders and for this because we could have easily gotten the Texans. I feel because they had Brock Osweiler or whatever his name was, right? And I was like, bro, we would have been solid, but
it changed. It would have. There's a lot that would have changed. People would have thought about Derek Carr differently, playing. People would have Jack Del Rio, like somebody brought that up. Would Jack Del Rio still have been the coach and not been replaced the following year? There's a lot of questions that could have changed the course of history after that.
Bro, I mean,
Tom Brady wouldn't have another ring. You know what I mean? Like, would the collapse of the Patriots dynasty would have happened earlier? I don't know. There's a lot of stuff. There's a lot. That's what the ifs are all about, right? Like,
yeah.
But I mean, what a great season it was until that happened,
bro. I always say this, man, when people bring up Jack Del Rio, but Jack Del Rio screwed Jack Del Rio when he fired freaking Bill Musgrave. But outside of that, I know we're talking and yapping about the past because I feel like that feels much more positive than the team that we've been watching lately. But man, shout out to my host Joe for coming on the show today. We're gonna actually run that Raiders recap we're gonna run the Raiders recap live stream after the game. So we're gonna be at the game, but we're going to be in studio like we did last time after the game. Whether the Raiders win or lose, we'll be in studio and doing a whole live show just to interact with you guys, the Raidernation. So definitely tune in. I'll probably post it all over social media as well, just to remind you guys. But it's going to be a fun show, man. We did it was pretty fun the first time around, man. But this time around is going to be cool. And I will be announcing the giveaway for the Masquerade tickets. Possibly tomorrow, so look out for that as well. And if you guys are going to be at the game, man, catch me, Joe, and the rest of the Raiderverse at the Raiders Masquerade by Confirm 360. And hopefully we go into that stadium feeling good, and we leave the stadium feeling good with that W. And 3 and 5 sounds a lot better than 2 and 6, but we'll see. But hey, I appreciate you for coming on, Us. Until next time, we are